Hello, good morning, everyone. My name is Emily Grigg. I'm with the Mayor's Office of Public Engagement. I'm going to tell you a little bit about that now. So we apply community organizing techniques to help support New Yorkers wherever they're at across the city. Right, it's a difficult bureaucracy, and what we're trying to do is we're trying to go to their doors, we're calling them on the phone, letting them know, for example, what benefits they're available for, their rights as tenants, and supporting them with their needs. So our project today that I'm going to be talking about is specifically our tenant support unit. Now we have our tenant helpline where tens of thousands of people every year call asking about issues. It's been open as a live calling center since 2023. And we also have our tenant support outreach and case management unit, where our specialists are out knocking doors all over New York City, providing resources, telling tenants their tenant rights, and opening cases for more caring and compassionate case management with their issues there. So there are a lot of directors and commissioners presenting today. I'm neither of those things. I am primarily a data analyst. And one of the things that I do with my day is I spend a lot of time looking at our helpline data. Now you may be asking, what am I getting out of that? The answer is mostly screen headaches. Uh, but also, it's a really impactful tool to understand what issues New Yorkers are going through when it comes to their housing. And that is what we're going to be talking about today with this proposal. We have, as I said, tens of thousands of New Yorkers every single year call the tenant support helpline with their issues. They're calling about their landlords are harassing them. They might be facing eviction and don't know what their rights are. Their landlords might be failing to make repairs and they're living in unsafe and unhealthy living conditions. At the same time, our outreach teams are going out and knocking on doors, trying to offer resources to places that we think are having really hard living conditions. But the way that we're trying to do this outreach is based a lot on reactive data, right? It's buildings that have 311 complaints, HPD violations, but that heavily relies on people already having submitted complaints to the city of New York. Now, what we're trying to do is we're trying to figure out sort of what these really challenging buildings are, where the buildings are that are having the biggest issues, and figuring out who owns them. Because chances are, if somebody owns a building that is prone to neglect, harassment to their tenants, if they own other buildings, they might be in similar dire straits, even if the people living in those buildings haven't already submitted a complaint to the city of New York. So we're looking for a data analyst to help us try and make this connection so that we can do outreach to people who might have otherwise slipped through the cracks. We have limited capacity on our data team. We're mostly focused on supporting our day-to-day outreach. But if we're able to do this predictive analysis and figuring out who most needs our support, then we can really help support the New Yorkers who don't know their tenants' rights, who are at risk for harassment, eviction that's illegal, that they should be staying in their homes but aren't because they don't know what their rights are. And yeah, we're looking for a data analyst, ideally with somebody who has experience with address matching and APIs, and someone who cares a lot about tenants' rights and supporting people where they live here in New York so that they can stay there. Thank you.